Welcome back. We profile a lot of great high school basketball players on this show, but I haven't come across many 6'2" point guards who can D up on the opposing team's post player. That's exactly what Myah Selland does on a nightly basis. Let's hear more about Myah and her special blend of basketball skills in this week's One-on-One.
Starting at forward, 6'1" senior, number 44, Myah Selland.
Long before dominating games on the high school basketball court, Myah first fell in love with the game in a barn.
A hayloft of one of our barns on the farm. My grandpa converted it into a court, so it's got 2 hoops. It's not very big, and like the 3-point lines overlap and stuff, but it's awesome. Like we shot in there all the time growing up. I still go down to the barn and shoot. If you had a rough day, you could just go down to the farm and go in the barn and kind of just shoot away all your worries.
When things get competitive on the court, Myah is right at home.
I'm definitely a very competitive person. I had a sister and a cousin that are the same age, like 3 years older than me, and we were always going at it. Like, we played everything we did. It was always a competition, and so we've always been competitive with each other, and then it was fun. We got to play together, and we were competitive together against everyone else.
Since those early days on the varsity basketball court playing with her older sister and cousin, Myah has really developed her game.
Physically, she's a lot stronger as she's gotten older and matured, and defensively can guard basically anybody on the court, and those are things that have really evolved since her 7th grade year and on, and those are things that she's continued to work on. And then offensively, her skill set has just evolved where, she's always been that tall, lanky player that was able to get to the hoop, and now she can hit the jump shot and really has developed into an all-around player.
Her combination of height, shooting ability, ball handling, and the ability to defend all positions made her one of the most sought-after recruits in the state. Figuring out where to go to college is a challenge for anyone, but Myah was armed with some good advice from her sister Shelby, who had been through that process just a few years before.
Shelby went through the recruiting process. I kind of got like a front row seat and that, and so when I got this kind of the same opportunity, it was like, wow, this is like a dream come true.
So Myah set out to choose from an array of area programs, hoping to land her on campus.
I had opportunities, take a couple visits to colleges out of state and, get in a car and drive 6 hours and kind of see. But I think the more I got around and was able to explore, those options, there's something special in South Dakota, so I definitely wanted to stay here.
She ended up choosing South Dakota State. And her future coach, Aaron Johnston, said she came into the recruiting process with the right mindset.
Our interactions with Myah in the recruiting process were exactly what you would want someone of that caliber to be. They were never about, hey, if I come to South Dakota State, how are you going to use me? How am I going to score? How am I going to do things on my own? It was always about, well, I really want to play with some of those great players.
But before heading off to Brookings, this senior hopes to cap her season with another trip to the state tournament.
I think it definitely helps that we've been there. We've gotten to the state tournament. We kind of know what it takes to get to the state tournament. And I think last year was a good learning experience for us. I know I have a lot of girls coming back that got that taste of the semifinal game and then the 3rd and 4th place game. So we're right there. We kind of have a taste of it. So we just have to work hard this season so we can get to that state championship game.
All right, good stuff, Janny. Let's take a look now at Myah Selland's statistics to this point this season. 21.5, better than 21.5 points per game, almost 8 rebounds, 5.5 assists, almost 4.5 steals per game, and almost 2.5 blocks. Those are ridiculous.
They are ridiculous, but these are familiar numbers for Myah. Over the last couple seasons, she's averaged 20+. She's averaged about 7 or 8 boards a game, but the numbers that are really creeping up for her, 5.5 assists per game, 4.5 steals per game, 2.5 blocks per game. So those extra numbers are really what's building and really showing that she has become a true team player at the high school level.
Well, you talk about her versatility, and it's obviously reflected in the numbers and how widely spread they are, but this is a girl who can go inside, play in the post, but she can certainly handle the point as well. How about this number? 7 turnovers in 11 games. That's incredible.
You know what? Of all the stats we've looked at for Myah, this one is the most impressive. And this is not something that's come easily for her. Over the past couple years, her assist to turnover ratio was right around 1.5 to 2, which is still pretty good. But this year it's at 8.5 to 1. That is unheard of for an assist to turnover ratio. She is crazy good with her ball handling skills.
She's going to hit the 2,000-point plateau here before too long. Real quick at her scoring clip. She's going to be at 1,000 rebounds by the time she's all done as well. I mean, she
played since 7th grade. Been a starter since her freshman year for sure.
Exactly. All right. Well, Erin Johnston at South Dakota State has done a great job getting a lot of great in-state players to come to SDSU, and he is certainly looking forward to adding this young lady coming up next year.
Maya's become a little bit more of a do-everything. She rebounds, she can defend, she can block shots. She's grown some, so now she's over 6 foot tall. But she has still that same instinct as a point guard from her freshman year. So she's a great passer, great at getting people involved. But she's also a great scorer, and she can carry a team.
All right, that again, Erin Johnston, Myah Selland's future head coach at South Dakota State. Thanks to him for offering his thoughts on his newest prize recruit. All right, well, stay tuned. Coming up, there are a few teams across the Dakotas with tough roads ahead. Jandy's going to zero in on those teams in his basketball forecast next.